execution, focus. Obviously, you got to bring the physicality from the start and get out there and just be who we are.
When it was decided it was going to be the Warriors, it feels like the prevailing sentiment among the Rockets fans was kind of like, oh, here we go again because of the history in the playoffs. We played the Warriors in the 19 finals. I know that it's a different Warriors team, but what lessons can you take from that, and can you kind of sympathize with like the trauma that the Rockets fans have gone through against them?
No, this ain't that team and that ain't that team. So it's a different team. We're a different team. They're a different team. It's a new year. With the acquisition they made at the deadline, obviously they've been on the heater. They're one of the best teams in the league over the last few months. We understand that. Respect your opponent, and you got to go out there and lace them up.
They still have kind of a central combatant, so to speak, in Draymond Green. Is there anything you're going to tell your guys about managing their emotions or managing going against him?
No, I mean, I think the guys know what to do. We know who we are. We've had a great year. It's not by accident. It's not by surprise. And we just got to go out there and play confident, play to win, and obviously not get caught up in all the antics and things like that. It's going to be an emotional environment. The playoffs usually are. We know the fire that group brings, and we got to match that.
When you first got here, even though this team had several really bad seasons, did you see the foundation of a winning team, and did you see that one day this team could ascend to the top of the Western Conference?
I mean, you saw the talent, right? I mean, you look at the roster, pick up, and training camp, and see the talent that's on the floor. But we were so far away, and it's amazing the ground that we covered in 2 years. Such a short period of time, you forget, the group that we inherited, and with the additions that we made, with the coaching staff and the vets, and kind of blending everybody together. But no, it was really just for me as a player, kind of lead the locker room one step at a time. Build a foundation. We were able to do that last year, and we built on that this year. And now, get some experience when it matters the most. I'm excited, for our group to get out there and rise to the occasion.
What do you think
Fred,
was the biggest factor that allowed this team to make such a big jump in just 2 years? I mean, I know you weren't here before, but what do you think?
What I will say is these guys put the work in, and that was evident from day one before we got here. This is not a lazy group. You don't have to beg these guys to get in the gym. Competitive spirit and fire is there. Obviously, we have an incredible coaching staff, and you kind of throw all those things together and just keep building. But it's a good group.
You had time off over the last week of the season. How does your ankle feel now? Did that help it?
It's good.
As a veteran, tell the young guys what to expect.
I mean, we've been preaching since we got here, just kind of being able to play during the end of the season and when it matters. We had some half experience, 50% with the in-season tournament, things like that, different environments. But for the most part, you could tell us 1,000 stories. You still got to get out there in the fight. And that's the only way you gain experience is by going through the fire. And so it's a good test for us.
Fred, we asked you a lot of times about the growth that you've seen from the young players over the last 2 years. But what is the growth that you've seen in your head coach, Eason over the last 2 years?
Well, you could see the trust forming. It takes a lot for a coach to get this trust up to guys, especially young guys, guys who hadn't had much experience, playing at a high level. So you can see him developing some trust, and our coaching staff developing a package and trying new things. You see all the different things we tried this year: zone, double big, different lineups, some different things offensively. So I think coaches grow every year as well, and we've seen coach take a big jump this year, and should definitely be the coach of the year. I don't know how many people are talking about that, but to take this group from where we were 2 years ago to where we are today, 1,000%, should be the coach of the year.
So there were moments along the way as the team has gotten better and better. Was there one time where you could think like, hey, these guys are getting organized really well. I can see us getting to where we want to be?
Yeah, it was up and down. I felt like last year was like two steps forward, 3 steps back that time. But I liked our competitiveness. We always rose to the occasion, playing against good teams, had some big wins. And then this year, once we started to find some consistency and some growth, obviously we had a bunch of signature nice wins on the road this year against good teams. Had some good weeks, had some bad weeks. But all in all, as we start to build some consistency, that's the mark of a great team.
Are you a guy that gives advice to young players? Like when y'all are having players, are you going to go to the guys that haven't been there and say, hey, this is a message, or is it just kind of leading by example? How do you?
A little bit of both. I think, again, we talk as a team, we talk every day. Sharing stories or watching games, so it's kind of just in the flow. It's not like giving a big motivational speech, in front of the team. But We try to share experiences. These guys ask a ton of questions, so they get to, hear my glory days, war stories that I had. It feels like forever since I've been in the playoffs my damn self, so I'm happy to be back. But yeah, you share as much as you can and hope they can draw on some of that, but you gotta go through it.
Fred, over the last two.
No, not unexpected, but you could see. I had a question halfway through this year on if I thought that we could win the championship this year. And you could see young guys' brains start to believe it and start to see, the work paying off. And so that was a cool moment for guys. You could see it in real time, the eyes starting to open and realize the potential that this group has. So that was cool to see.
Fred, over the last 2 years, you've been here and you watched the success on the outside with the way that the Houston Texans were able to bounce back from what they did to play in the playoffs the last 2 years. A lot of those fans are Rockets fans as well. What does it mean to you to just, you and the rest of the team, to be able to bring that type of enjoyment and excitement back to, playoff basketball to the city of Houston?
Again, I think we should remind ourselves where we were 2 years ago. And I don't know if you guys realize it, but from an outsider looking in, before I signed my free agent deal, the narrative on this team and on this franchise and on this organization, we're miles ahead of where we were. And I think that's a testament to this coaching staff, this organization, Rafael, and the ownership of making a change. And as players, we just are proud to be able to give fans what matters the most, and that's playoff basketball. And we're not happy to just be here. We're coming